Hello, it's Amy from Be Healthy Enough, and I have a guest speaker today. You are not going to hear me talking about exercising around the aches and pains that creep in as we age. What we're going to talk about is a pretty sad subject, but something that growing older we all will have to deal with, and it's aging parents. My husband just recently lost his father and lost his brother, so it's been a lot of grief around here. But he and his sister, while taking care of his dad through hospice, learned a couple of pretty key things that we want to share, he wants to share with the world. So today, my guest speaker is Ed VanLiew, and he's going to talk about some things that may help you get through this awful process.
Hi, my name is Ed. My sister and I recently went through hospice with our father. In hindsight, we learned a great deal and would have done some things differently. Based on our experiences, we hope that the following will help you as you work through some very difficult times. Let me introduce you to our father and the circumstances that led him being under hospice care. This is my dad, Chuck. Born in the Midwest, he worked very hard his entire life and lived to the age of 87. In his later years, he developed dementia, as well as some ongoing heart problems. One evening, we believe he hit his head while using the restroom, but managed to get back into bed. By morning, he was showing signs of having a stroke. A CT scan revealed some cerebral bleeding, but no vascular damage. He was moved to the ICU that evening. After his admittance, no one, including us, expected him to make it through the night. He received a call at 2 a.m. from the nurse on duty. He was awake, and he removed all of his own respiratory tubes. No one could explain his semi-recovery, including the doctor, who called it a miracle. Earlier that day, all the hospitals went under full lockdown due to the spread of coronavirus. Expecting the worst, the hospital taking steps to free up beds in the ER and ICU, so they released our father the next day into hospice care. Your situation will be unique, but we hope what follows will help you a little through these difficult times. In preparation for the hospice team delivering the necessary equipment to support your loved one, first and foremost, make sure you have identified where you're going to place the bed. Ideally near a bathroom and no stairs to negotiate to move them around the new living space. Move furniture as needed to make space around 3 sides of the bed. A window on the 4th side of the bed would be nice, so they can see outside. If one is available, make sure that there are drapes or some way to block sunlight if needed. Also make sure you have 2 pairs of sheets and blankets for the bed. Some more specifics on the bed. The bed will have several adjustments. Make sure you get a complete briefing on use of the controls as well as the operations of the guardrail. Check with your nurse on what are the recommended positions for your loved one's specific needs and condition. If your loved one is prone and capable of getting up on their own, make sure you secure any exits from the bed at night. That way, you can ensure their safety if they get up in the middle of the night. This is a gate belt. I had never seen one of these before, but is a tremendous way to help move your loved one in a way that is safe and provides them with security and dignity. You can use it to lift from the front or from the rear. Make sure it is tight enough that they can't slip out. Again, ask the nurse about any specific safeguards. It should be followed based on your situation. Unlike the gate belt, I'm sure everyone has seen a walker before. A couple of things to keep in mind if your loved one is weak. Make sure they keep their weight forward. Use the gate belt to ensure they don't fall backwards. Like the walker, we've all encountered wheelchairs in the past. I am not an expert on steering these things, so if you need to negotiate stairs, ask some tips from the hospice people. Your loved one may want to sit up from time to time, so make sure it is comfortable with a pillow or 2 and a blanket. Always remember to use the wheelchair brakes when the chair is not moving. Oxygen. They will instruct you on the use of the oxygen provided, including flow rates. Ask about any side effects of using the oxygen, like drawing out the airways. Some devices have a water addition system that can help with this. Ask if it is needed or an option for your situation. Medicine. You'll most likely get some new medication as well as some new instructions with regards to medicine they are already taking. Make sure you inventory all the new meds and make a list of what each of them is for and how and when to give them. The dosage and timing might change over time, so check in with the nurse regularly to make sure if any changes are needed. You'll want to start a log of all the medicine that needs to be administered on a daily basis. Note the quantity and time of day for each. Then put that information onto a daily timeline so you and others who will be giving care to your loved one knows when it should be administered. Again, the timing and dosage may vary over time, and some might be given as needed, so make sure you note any changes that the healthcare givers provide. Other things to note about medicine. In some cases, you might need to wear gloves or ensure you wash your hands thoroughly after each dosage. There may be some medicine that you should not inhale, so some face protection might be required. Check with the nurse and clarify for each medicine. If your loved one can't communicate, being uncomfortable or in pain, ask what signs you should be looking for in order to keep them comfortable. It might be signs of arms flailing or grimacing. Ask what latitude you have for the medication until the nurse's next visit. Some of the medicine will be as needed and should state how often and how much can be administered. That said, the situation might require some additional medicine to ensure their comfort. Again, check with each and every medicine and what latitude you have to administer them. Other items to consider: borrowing, renting, or buying. An elevated toilet seat can be used over the existing toilet and is something to consider. In our case, we had purchased one for our mother when she was on hospice, and we found it very useful for our father as well. It helps you get them seated and back up and ensures that they are a more comfortable position. An internet search should give you some rental or purchasing options. Make sure you have cleaning supplies in several locations. Accidents will happen, and your loved one will no doubt feel bad. Do your best to preserve their dignity and not make them look like it's a big deal. Daily interactions. Some other things to consider on a daily basis. Make sure you talk to them while they are lucid. Tell them stories from the past. Have them tell you stories. Remember to always use a calm voice in all communication. If you're going to have the TV on or music playing, make sure the shows and music are comforting. Also, if they do seem far away and you need to talk about their condition, do so in a remote location and be careful of the words you choose. They still might be able to hear you. Taking care of yourself.
Hey, it's Amy. I'm going to pop in to talk about a subject you need to be aware of too, and that's making sure you take care of yourself whenever possible. Your value to your loved one during these times will be compromised if you don't take care of yourself. If you hurt yourself trying to do too much, or your attitude changes because you're not mentally or physically aware, your ability to help them is going to be diminished. So sleep when you can and whenever you can. Sneak in a nap. Try to eat well. Fast food's going to seem appealing due to its convenience, but try to add in fruits and veggies whenever you can. When you do go out, look for the healthiest choices available, okay? Also stretch or get out and get some exercise. It's going to be taxing if you have to move someone around. Make sure to lift with your legs. Whenever possible, get out of the house for a few minutes. If you have someone to help watch them, take a walk around the block or offer to go out and get lunch or dinner. You can also use the time that the hospice people are there to get outside. Outside is so important for just a few minutes.
Tough decisions. Unfortunately, there are some decisions you'll need to make upon their passing. Have a plan in place well ahead of time. That way, you can focus on grieving and not making those tough decisions. The hospice people can help you through what they need to know so they can help you making phone calls and so on. There will no doubt have been several people who have helped you during this difficult time. Be good to them. They have given a great gift of compassion to your loved one. A gift card, some candy, they will appreciate it. Our thoughts and prayers are with you during this difficult time. We hope what we have shared has been helpful. If you would like to share other things that might help people who are going through a similar process, please add a comment below. Take care.